What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, what we're going to be going through is a successful niche website review. So for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Leon Angus. I regularly do affiliate marketing videos on niche websites, ClickBank, anything to do with kind of affiliate marketing in general. I do regular videos on, all right? So if you are brand new or you're trying to get into this is one of the most trustworthy channels that you'll find on the internet or on YouTube about this stuff. I'm a person who's just like you, who's obviously just kind of almost documenting my journey and sharing my experiences and tests and results with you guys. All right, so if you are brand new, then you want to consider subscribing for your own benefit, most importantly, and also if you do like the content throughout the video, then of course make sure to leave me a like as well. So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be going through a website that's in the pet niche, which is quite interesting because obviously I'm actually within that niche but not within this specific sector. This was recommended by a subscriber. I'm not quite sure if they'd be happy for me to share who they are on the channel. So he recommended this website that I take a look at it, and it was actually on the marketplace Motion Invest. So for those of you who don't know what Motion Invest is, it's just an online marketplace where you can buy and sell niche websites. And I believe that it's ran by Spencer Hawes from Niche Pursuits. All right. So it's a very good site, and you can go check it out if you want to obviously, look at some successful sites or anything like that. You can sign up to their email list and they regularly do competitions and so on. So you can actually potentially win a niche website that's already making money as well. So a very good site. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to look through this website and we're going to go through the on-page SEO. We're going to go through the content, like the search intent and how good they're solving that. We're going to look at the technical aspects. So that's going to include the site speed. We're going to look at the anchor text structure. We're going to look at maybe if they've got a silo or anything like that. We're going to see all other things as well of any kind of opportunities or leeways that would lead someone to make an investment in this site. Now, what's interesting is this site has already been sold. If it is you who bought it, I'm very sorry if I'm exposing anything, but maybe you can learn a bit from this video of how you can improve this website as well, because there's a few kind of techniques that I apply to site that can really increase the revenue, traffic and income. So let's get into the video. I talk too much, I digress. Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so this is the site that we're going to be taking a look at, and this is just a screenshot from the actual listing that was on Motion Invest. So we can see that they put in the average profit of the site at $16 per month, and then we've got 2,400 visitors per month on average, 16 domain authority, and 112 articles posted. So to get that kind of return, first of all, just looking at that on 112 articles is pretty bad. But this tells me that there is probably a problem with the content, whether it be the length or the intent, like how it's structured, if they're solving the problem that someone's searching, or it's old and outdated. There's something wrong with the content, because posting 112 articles and only producing $16 is pretty bad. And they're obviously getting some level of traffic. I'd expect a lot more traffic for that kind of amount of articles posted. And then if we come down, we can see the average traffic. So traffic, so that's good. That's a good sign. All right. So depending on the age of this site, this now starts to change. So you can see how an average can throw you off, as it did just with me, in comparison to the actual numbers, because we've had record months, month over month for the most part. So we can see some dips here and so on and so forth. But for the majority of it, as you can see, it's on a constant uphill climb. And then if we take a look, we can also see that there is, just a sec, let me put you put the camera on. Okay, so now I've got the camera on. I don't know why I didn't even have it on at the beginning, sorry. But yeah, so basically, as we take a look, we can see also there's up and downs in the Amazon affiliate. So we're going to take a look at some of the content to see how revenue focused the site is, because it seems like they're not really wanting to monetize because they've got all this content and they're only producing that, and especially with the kind of view count. So we need to take a look at that a bit deeper. And then we've obviously got the backlink analysis here from Ahrefs, which is a tool that I'm going to be using throughout this video as well. And we've got organic keywords. It's ranking for 4,500 keywords within the top 100 search engine results pages. And then we've also got organic traffic at 2.5k, it's estimated, which is very accurate. Okay, so we can see obviously that's very congruent with what we've got at 2,500 average. And then they've got 65 referring domains, which is pretty good depending on the quality of the links, and then 257 backlinks from those 65 domains. Okay, traffic value at $435, so they're not even producing anywhere near that. So we need to investigate and see what's going on there. All right, so what we're going to do is at the end as well, I'm going to go through the actual subscribers' email that they sent to me, so you can actually see the information that he produced, because it was very well thought out, very well processed, and very calculated in the approach that he took of analyzing this website and why he thinks this is a good website to invest into. All right, so first of all, just taking a look at this site, I'm going to take a look at like just the general kind of bits and bobs, and then we'll dive into the technical side of it. So first of all, we can see that they got this logo, which is pretty good, but I mean, it's a little bit fuzzy and whatever else, so I would fix that straight away. I'd probably get a bit of a better logo, being it because it's a snake website. And this is what you need to understand, guys. You don't have to have a perfect site. First of all, it just needs to have good content to start off. But ultimately, I would definitely change this altogether, because when you think of a snake, you think of green, so I'd probably have something green, like a snake green color, because this is very black and white. Like, so I'd have like a bit of green going on in the logo at least, and then have that, snake as up here like this, but I would have it green and whatever. Yeah, so that's the first thing I would do. The theme could be better. It's okay. It's a good theme. Like, it's basic, it's simple. But I would probably change that as well. And then I can see that this is like a blog style kind of website. Okay, so as you may know from my previous videos, I was talking about the difference between review websites that are focused on like, best this, best that, and product reviews. And then we have like these kind of blog styles that have like reviews and best buy articles, but they're mainly like 80% informational. So if I see something like this, the first thing I'm going to be looking at in an informational site like this is there need to be one focused on ads in some sort of form, because this is where you're going to make your money most probably, or some kind of info product or some kind of email capture. These are the things that you're going to be focused on, because you're usually less affiliate focused on a site like this. All right, or of course you could go 50-50. There's many different ways of doing this. There's no right way. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the articles first of all, just from a kind of overall perspective. All right, so if we take a look at this, we can see that this is like an info article. So we've got like snake branches, best climbing trees reviewed, and buyer's guide. All right, so this is like a buyer's guide for buying climbing trees, snake branches. So this is a buyer's guide to buy snake branches. We've got a how-to article, snake humidifier. So this is like maybe like a single product review kind of page. I'm not sure on that. How long? This is a question-based article, info article. Water snakes in Texas, some interesting facts you need to know. All right, so that's another informational. I would maybe reword that so it's like sounding a bit more interesting and whatever else. Black and yellow snake in Texas. Okay, so this is again info. So they've got quite a lot of informational content on the site. All right, so this is like very much informational as we're going through. I haven't so they might have all of their info articles inside of this blog reel, and then product reviews over here. So let's have a look. They might have like a one product review thing, or okay, so all they've done is they've taken the ones that are focused around products. So this snake humidifier was one. I was thinking that as well. And then we've got this, which doesn't seem product focused from the title. So that you wouldn't know that if that doesn't really kind of show me that someone's coming to buy something in this article. And then corn snake. Okay, this is a product focused article. And then this is again. Okay, I would definitely redo this though. Like I would instead like say 5 best corn snake accessories opposed to 5 great accessories for your corn snake after. Like they're trying to do it in a different way, but I understand the approach because they're trying to focus an info article and then like swerve it round and make it about buying. But what you have to understand is that if someone's typing in snake branches, they might not essentially be looking to buy something, and I'd imagine that's what they're optimizing for in an article like this, which is, look, see, I knew before even clicking it. Someone who just types in snake branches, they might want to know more about snake branches. And if we actually put that in Google, let's take a look and see what the intent is. This is search intent, guys, which I'm trying to kind of drive home here, is that the intent behind someone who puts in snake branches might not be to buy a snake branch. They might just want to know more about them. Okay, so we're going to find that out here, and if they're looking to buy it. So they're ranking actually up here in the top. They're at number 3 for that, which is very good. But let's have a look. So this is buy snake branches. This you can see this is number 2, and because if we look at the competing articles, this is a forum, so this is informational that they're looking for there. And let's have a look. This one obviously said buy, but let's have a look. So this one's a straight product kind of thing. So maybe they're on the right track. All right. So we can see driftwood, snake hides, corn branches. Maybe this could be something that someone's trying to buy. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't ever make an article on, buying a pet branch. But number one, the big error that they've made straight away is they haven't got the right format of article for the right keyword. So the only time you would do like a review kind of article like this, like how they've done this, is if it's a Best Buy comparison article. Like if someone's trying to compare a bunch of different things, but this looks more like it's informational. So the person's looking for information about snake branches, because of the type of keyword. It's a short tail, broad keyword, so they haven't specified that they're looking to buy it. Like they're just saying, okay, snake branches. So basically they're looking for a bunch of different snake branches, most probably. But yeah, to set it out like this is as if someone typed in best snake branches. That's a different keyword than snake branches. So the intent behind that is different, so I don't really think this would be very high converting because they haven't matched the right type of content on the back. So when someone comes in here, they're not expecting to come straight into a table with the best products because they haven't typed in what is the best one. They're not looking for that. They're looking for information. I would basically take an approach of actually just making this without no tables on it or anything like that, just an informational piece of content that talks about different snake branches and then recommends at the end of the article, oh, if you are looking to buy one, then here's the top ones that I recommend. That's completely different than actually trying to do this like with buttons. I would never be using buttons on an info post. Like this should never be like this structure for that. So they've taken the wrong approach with that. For the wrong keyword. Okay, so there's a few things that I would definitely improve there. Let's have a look at this. Now, when we look at the overall general niche, one of the questions that I ask myself is this evergreen or is it like a fad? Is it going to come and go? Well, this is evergreen. So for that, this gets, top marks because it's not something that's going to come and go. People are going to own snakes for as long as we live on the planet and as long as snakes exist. So this is something that will make money today and it will make money in 10 years, so it's something that you can either grow into something big or keep it as it is, and still make money consistently, get consistent traffic year over year. So it's very good for that. And you're going to get traffic, probably for most of the year round, all year round, to be honest. It's not seasonal. It's not going to be a seasonal thing. It's a pet. All right. So people have it all year round. All right. So we've got a general idea of, content that's on the site and the way that they've done it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at a few of these articles and see the kind of outlay that they have. So right off the bat, I can see this one doesn't have a featured image. I'm not sure why. And then all the rest do. So they're showing up with a nice kind of thumbnail and then the others aren't. The thumbnails are pretty good. I like them. I think they're good. For a snake website, you're obviously not going to have all the time pictures of your own snake and things like that. One of the things I would have 100% done on a site like this is immediately there's no about me page. So you don't know who's behind it. This is like you lack trust with this kind of thing. There's no contact page. All you need is a contact form or something. There's no contact page and there's no about me page. So I would definitely have, even if it's not you and it's a persona, I'd have an image of the persona here and then a short bio about who they are. And this is going to increase the trust from not just Google's perspective, but also because look, who's this Gordon Wilson? We don't know who this is because there's an author here, but we don't have an author page or anything. There's nothing. So we need to know who the authors are because we've got Gordon Wilson across the whole site, it seems, and there's no author bio, so that's imperative. Definitely need that on a site like this, especially on a blog style kind of website. And then if we take a look, we've got like most popular articles. I do like that kind of thing. And I would get rid of the category pages because people can get access to whatever they need up here. You could have that still. I don't mind. I would always keep this search box though. And then I'd have like the the author bio, like kind of box up here, like on this right hand side here at the top. All right, so I might have the search, then that, or that and the search, whatever, however you do it. All right, so those are a few things that I would change right away. So let's open some of these articles and see what they have. Okay, so we're going to open that, we're going to open that and open that. All right, so this is pretty good straight away. One of the things that I always look at is, whether they have a nice featured image at the top to let you know, the reader, that you're in the right place. And the reason why, anything below this line here is called below the fold. So above the fold is the, above the fold of the page. So when someone lands, this is what they see, is this area here. And it needs to basically do two things. It needs to confirm to them that they're in the right place. So if they're obviously, looking for snake branches, it needs to tell them this is about snake branches. And then it also needs to tell them that they're going to get the answer they're looking for. So obviously, whatever it is they're looking for, like they're obviously looking for a bunch of kind of information, maybe comparison, to be fair, like kind of, yeah, I take that back from earlier, but I don't really think it's a buyer intent article. Like it shouldn't be, but they are looking for a comparison, like of different snake branches, or just they're trying to understand more about them, about a bunch of different branches. So it's not essentially trying to buy them. It's like trying to get an understanding about these things. Yeah, this is someone who doesn't know too much about snake branches who's putting it in, because they're not even being specific. They're just going snake branches. It's like, oh, you just bought a snake. You're just like snake branches, or you're talking to someone and you're like, oh, what kind of branches are best for snakes? Or like, whatever, what kind of branches are there for snakes? And you're just like, I don't know, go in snake branches. That's it. It's not like, oh, what is the best snake branch? Or, is this blah, 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 whatever branch it is good for snakes. They haven't specified anything. It's just a broad kind of thing. All right, so this needs to be like a complete resource, like on the internet, a big long-winded article on snake branches, just educating someone completely on snake branches. And this doesn't do that. This is just like a bunch of Best Buy reviews, like on products, So I personally would not do that like this. So that's one of the things that I would definitely change in an article like this. So let's take a look at the second one. So this one obviously says at the beginning, just to clarify, if you want your snake to feel comfortable and happy in its new home, you need to provide it with climbing opportunities. The best way to do that is, you see, this doesn't tell them what they're looking for. So straight away, even though this is ranking, it's not actually solving the searcher's intent, because the person wants to understand more about snake branches. And this is basically trying to say, oh yeah, we're going to give you a comparison of the best ones. Now, I don't personally think that they're looking for a comparison of the best ones. They just want to understand the differences between them. So let's have a look at this one. This one's how to lure a snake out of hiding. All right, so this is supposed to be like a guide, like a step-by-step guide on how to do that, because it's explaining, it's a how-to guide. Yeah, so this should be a guide. Let's have a look. So first of all, I would have a featured image, again, to let someone know that they're in the right place. So I might have someone kind of getting a snake with a stick, like out of a ditch or a hole or something like that. So that's the first thing I would do to let them know they're in the right place. But of course, you don't always have to do that. This still lets them know the actual title, that they're in the right place anyway. All right, and then as we come down, they've got like almost the same title again. So they're over optimizing there immediately, because they've got it in the H1 here. And then I don't even know if this is a H1 as well. Let's have a look at this title. This is a H2, which is good. But they're basically using the same exact title again in the subheading. And if you've immediately just read that, you're not going to want to read it again. So I'm not sure on what's going on there. But if I take a look, snakes don't want to hurt us. They actually try to avoid humans at all costs. Look, if someone's trying to get a snake out of hiding here, they're trying to basically either learn about how to do this because it somehow benefits them in some way, or they have a snake in a hole and they just need to know how to get it out. So that's all you need to tell them at the beginning. This post is going to let you know how to get a snake out of a hole, whether it's in a ditch, hole, wherever it is, back garden, up in the sticks in the field somewhere. That's what we're going to teach you today. So that's what I think. They need to leave knowing how to do it. So this needs to explain that. So most snakes are just defending themselves. So this is good. This is explaining to them, why snakes are maybe in a hole or whatever, or why they might do certain things or whatever. So just to be aware of that. And then, change mindset towards snakes. Okay. Ways to trap snakes. This is very good. Glue traps. Okay. Yeah. This is very good. and then check snakes traps regularly. Okay, snake traps. So people might have an infestation of snakes here in this scenario, so that could be another problem. And then they've again tied it into buyer, and they're trying to sell something again here. Now, this doesn't mean you can't, because obviously I wouldn't try and put it in this kind of product format, like, you know, as if you're trying to just like, I would basically have like these kind of things like glue traps, blah, 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 talking about it. If you want to know more on glue traps or check one out, you know, you can do so here. And that's it. And just have a link like that. You don't want to have like these kind of things like this, like see price on Amazon on an info post. It looks too cheesy. It's not something I would immediately spin these articles around. And on top of this, I'm not quite sure on the length of these things. This does not look long enough for something like this kind of keyword, snake branches. So, I mean, I don't know, you know, it depends on the competing articles as well, and its ranking. So obviously, I personally would go way longer on an article like that. Something like this, I would go like 3,000 words. Like this would be the ultimate resource on snake branches on the internet, you know? Also, how to lure a snake out of hiding. This would again be like at least like 2,000, 2,500 words, you know? So this is not long enough. Like, I don't think it is, you know? Even if someone comes and reads this, it's not informative enough, for the reader. So I don't think the reader's benefiting hugely from this as well. And then let's take a look at the next article. So I'm picking this apart, but there's quite a few things that I would really improve on a site like this. Let's have a look at the anchor text as well. See, I can't see any outbound links. There's no outbound links here. Yeah, the only links they've got is an internal link and affiliate links. So there's no outbound links. So the readers, there's no kind of, that's also like a ranking factor, you know? So the outbound links are important for Google to understand what your page is about. So they might be ranking good, which is questionable how, but yeah, they need to, first of all, improve the length, make it more of an actual guided article. This stuff is good in the middle because they're actually giving some information, like some actionable info. That's what it is. A how-to post needs to be actionable information that someone can leave and say, all right, this is the guide I'm going to use to do this thing. Like, that's what it is. It's a step-by-step guide. All right. It's like you type in how to create an affiliate site. If I actually you land on my video and I'm just like a majority of these YouTubers, to be honest, you land on their videos and they're like, yeah, this is how much I'm making with affiliate marketing. And, you know, this is what you can do. Like, you know, you can maybe sign up to Amazon, you can whatever, but you're not looking for that. When you type in how to create an affiliate site or whatever, you're looking for that guide, like to actually create this thing. Like, you're looking for a video taking you from point A of not having one to point B. You have a site and it's created. It needs to take you in a step-by-step format through that process. So that's why understanding what people actually want is search intent is very important. All right. And then let's take a look at this. So this is just snake humidifier. So again, this is like an info kind of article. Yeah. So I wouldn't actually tie this into a Best Buy again. And they've just done the same thing. So they're not solving the search intent. Like, this is obviously people are potentially going to buy it, but they're not typing in best humidifier. They're typing in snake humidifier. So they just want information on it. They're not actively. This is why you're going to get very probably low conversion rates on a post like this. You're going to get sales because you're obviously going to get sales because people are going to come in, but you might get a very low conversion because they're not actively looking to buy, you know. So they wasn't thinking, today I'm going to buy a humidifier for my snake. It's more like, no, I need to know more about them. That's all it is. And this is way short. Like, it's nowhere near long enough. Again, so these articles are not long enough at all. And if we actually type in best snake humidifier, because that's ultimately what they're trying to go for, is best snake and humidifier. Let's see the average word count for an article like that. So what we're going to use for that is we're actually going to use a tool called Surfer SEO, or actually we could use Keysearch. Let's go over to keysearch.com. Okay, so we've just pulled up the best snake humidifier, and I can see here that this tool is averaging, is telling me the average first page word count is 2,500 words, as I would have expected for a keyword like this. So this just proves that they're on the wrong track with the word count that they have. And we could actually take a look there. Let's just copy this and we'll see. We'll take a look and see the word count that they have. All right. So let's just take a look. So, okay. So they've got more than I expected. This is definitely enough. That makes me feel silly. Yeah, no, they've definitely got enough. So it didn't look like 2,500 words, but they definitely, most definitely have just under 3,000. So they're on the right word count. It just must be the theme that's just throwing me off. That did not look like 2,500 words. So it is. I'll take that back then. They're on the right word count, but ultimately still they need to have the right type of content on the back of this search. All right. So that's what I would change personally. I wouldn't come at that angle of just doing a Best Buy review if the people are not typing that. OK. All right. So those are a few things. What are some of the things that I think they've done well? Well, the content is very informational based. Again, they don't have any ads on here. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're waiting to get to like 10,000 views a month or something like that. The articles are written quite recently as well. This was our last updated at April 2020, just this month. And there's even like, okay, so it's as old as 2018, some of the articles, but again, it's still like very much relevant to today. This is good. Very short and to the point. So again, this is good. This is like a listicle type of article, but I don't like the way that they're rewording it. They are front loading the keywords, which are brilliant, but I would say like 13 important tips for skincare, on something. This is for snake care, sorry. 13 snake care tips, blah, 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 that you didn't know, or something like that. I don't know what it is, but just like something like that, because this, again, I mean, I'd make this 2,500 words. This doesn't look like it again, but that's definitely not, So there's a few things that I would definitely improve on this site, but let's take a look at a few other things. So the speed seems pretty good from the front end, but let's just take a random article and actually run that through a speed test. All right, so the page loading speed is very good. It's a small size page. It's less than a megabyte, which is absolutely brilliant. That's very good. And then they've also got a page. You always want to keep this under 3 seconds whenever you're trying to optimize your page speed. All right, so pingdom.com is a place where you can do that for free and test it out. It's called Pingdom Speed Test. But if you actually want to see how Google see your site, then you need to go to Google Page Speed Insights, and that will give you it will load up everything on your page to show you how Google are seeing your site, which is usually going to be slower than this because this only loads what the customers see. All right, or the reader. I shouldn't call everyone a customer. They've also got an SSL, so this just means that the site, the information on the site is encrypted, and they have a certificate there, so that shows us that the site is encrypted. They've got good use of titles on the page, so if you look at this, they are going from a H1, I checked that, this was a H2, and then I believe this would be like a H3. Let's just take a look. Yep, so that's perfect. So the way it works is H1 under that is going to be H2 or less. And then anything under your H2 subtopics of them are going to be H3s. And then if you go back into another main topic, this will be like a H4 most probably. This should be H4. There we go, because it's still within that H2 topic. Sorry, that was just my phone in that H2 topic. And then as we come down, there's another H3 again. So not so sure because this would be good if it's still underneath that H2 topic. So how to lure a snake out of hiding. So if this is still to do with luring snakes out of hiding, this is good. Yep. So that's brilliant. That's what you would do. And then that's underneath this actual sub, which makes it H4. Then that's underneath this, which obviously is H4 again, because you can only go H4 smallest. You can go H5, but I wouldn't do that. And then H3 again, because this is another subtopic main that's still under, obviously, luring a snake out of hiding. Brilliant use of, title structure. So I think that's brilliant. They've done that very good. All right, I do think the theme is good as well. The speed is good. They've obviously got, they're lacking a few outbound links. There's no sign of a silo here. So what's happening is if there's a load of authority coming in, so I don't know what this is. Actually, that might be an outbound link right there. Looks like it. Yep. And it's to a Gov website. Brilliant. What I would do here is they have no infrastructure. So I would definitely, okay, so let's have a look. They have. I'll take that back. So they've done that well as well. That's pretty good. This is good. Okay, so they have got an internal linking structure, but they're just obviously doing it just at the bottom each time. Well, I mean, that's good enough. As long as there's no orphan pages, there's none left without another link to going to another one or a link coming in, then that's pretty good. If they're doing that, they're passing the juice around, you know, all of the ranking authority or power throughout the whole website. Okay, so if this page gets a backlink, it will pass through that power to other pages on the site and throughout the entire, if they've done that right. All right. I would definitely reword the way that they do their titles. They're obviously front loading keywords, which is good practice. But I mean, look, so instead of saying 9 facts, 9 interesting carpet python facts or something, they're saying like carpet python facts, 9 facts about carpet. But it just doesn't, it's not, this needs to be optimized for people to read, you know, so you're optimizing it for SEO, you're optimizing it for the user, for the reader. Okay, so that's very important. Then if we come over to Ahrefs, we can see a bit more about the site. So we can see obviously the links on the site. So these are all the backlinks, so on and so forth, which is pretty good. I was taking a look at the organic ranking. So we can see that they're ranking for quite a few good keywords. So we can see snowcorn snake, they're ranking #1. And they've got, that's a 2,300 monthly search keyword, and on average they're getting about 200 views a month. I don't know how accurate that is, to be honest. We need to see their analytics for that. This just gives us a ballpark figure. They've got quite a lot of position 1 rankings, so you can see here on some good keywords as well. These keywords are getting good search traffic. So this one, look, they just went up #1, and it's got 3,600 searches a month, and then they're getting about 60 a month out of that at the moment. So this gives you a kind of gauge to see, you know, like what people are actually getting from a keyword that gets searched that many times. They're only averaging about them, and this is according to the tool. But I would really like have ads, most definitely have ads on this site, because it seems very relevant on an info site like this. And if so as well, I would also collect an email. I would collect emails and remarket through email. So this is one of the ways you could easily improve the revenue on this site again. All right. I didn't actually check the price that this site was going for, so I'll have to find that out from my friend there who I was speaking to on email. All right. And let's just actually, but I think he'll be fine with me sharing who he is, because he hasn't got his real name on there anyway. So I'm actually going to share it. I'm sure he'll be fine. So we're going to go over to a few more things as well. We're going to check if we can see any broken links on the site. So these are outbound links, and there's 2 broken links, which is not really a big problem. You could easily fix that. And then these are like links coming in from external sites, and you can see there's 1 broken link there. All right. So if we take a look at the actual backlink profile, on the overview, we can see all of the new and lost backlinks. So here there was like a big spur of links. I don't know what's going on there. That looks very suspect, okay? Because they had a big burst of no follow links and do follows early on. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure. These are no follows, sorry. So I'm not sure what's going on. And then we've got all these other, there's quite a lot that dropped off. I'm not sure what's going on there. And then we've obviously got, you know, all of this generic thing. They're building up quite a few sustainable links there. And then you can see obviously referring domains over time going up. So you can see this big, like, unusual kind of blip. So I don't know what that was. It looks like they've purchased links or something. They're like purchased some kind of blog comments or something. I don't have a clue. All right. And and the way it was kind of dropped onto the site like that looks suspicious. And then you can see their top content. So, okay, it's not yet got that data on them. And that's all I really use this tool for, to be honest. There's many more different things. You know, you could look at keyword cannibalization and things like that. If we was to look at all words, we can see if they're cannibalizing any keywords. So they are. Okay, so that means that there's 2 keywords that are kind of clashing with each other. So one of them get deranked. So we can see this one, whatever this one is, when your snake corn, I don't know what that word is. But anyway, so this article, this red one, is very similar to this other one. Like, so they need to basically use synonyms in the permalink to remove that clash. You can see how it's clashing. So this one's going to get deranked, and Google are just ranking this when they can both have page 1 rankings on each of them, because Google are basically trying to rank both of those articles for the same keywords. All right, so I'll definitely fix that. Let's take a look on this one, see if we can see it here. So this did used to have cannibalization, and it's not anymore. And then let's just go down to a random one. That's snowflakes again, snake humidifier. Again, we've got it here. So you can see this is another one. You see, this is like, because it's always similar. This is a humidifier article again, and this original one is snake humidifier. So you can see it's almost the same thing. So you need to use like synonyms and basically de-optimize the article to rank for that keyword and make it rank for its own thing that you had intended. All right, so overall, lot of opportunity here you can see in a site like this, and you know, good page speeds. And we're just going to take a quick read through my friend's email as well. Before we actually get into that, I just wanted to bring you onto this tool. This is basically Website Auditor from SEO Power Suite. And this is an absolute brilliant tool. I'll leave a link to it in the description box. But what this tool actually does, it gives you like a kind of in-house tools like backlinks, you know, SEO Spyglass, Website Auditor, Rank Tracker, so you can monitor your rankings, all of that stuff. And this tool basically, you know, brings up things like metadata. So we can actually see descriptions that they're using. And what meta descriptions are is, if you go on Google, you know, you just type in anything, I don't know, type, this is meta. So this is the description, the meta description. This is the meta title, and then you got your permalink. So this basically gives us that information to see what this site is doing, because there's certain amount of counts that you should have, like otherwise you get truncated where it just gets cut off, like, and it looks like that with the dots. Yeah, so it's going to show that here because obviously we're just using this in this tool and it's very short. You don't want that to happen obviously on the actual real results. All right, so anything over like 165 on the description is usually a bit too long, you know, so we could do meta description and sort by that. So we can see there's quite a few that need to be shortened here. And then we also want to check if there's multiple H1 counts on an article, because that's over optimization. And we can see some of their articles actually have like 3 H1 titles, which you should never have. Okay, the only H1 you should have is the main title, and you don't want like 2 or 3 or whatever. So you can see all these ones that are wrong. You know, there's problems here. All of these need de-optimizing. Okay, H2 to H6 counts are brilliant. And then images without alt tags, this is not absolutely imperative, but you could obviously, if you got articles that need to be more optimized with keyword density, then you could easily sneak that into like, you know, images, alt tags and things like that, you know, so that will improve your rankings there on your on-page SEO. All right, there isn't anything, I couldn't see anything on the title, meta title. So I'm quite novice with this tool. I will get better with it over the next few videos and whatever, but you can see the word counts of each of the articles here. So they got some that are like big word counts, which are brilliant, you know, like this one here. Usually the short tail keywords warrant the longest. So something like this warrants that big long article. This again does, that does. This one, yeah, kind of, yeah, definitely. And then as we go down, but they've got like these ones, like pet snake, that warrants a big long article. So let's actually have a look and see what's going on there. Let's take a look at the word count on that. And yeah, I mean, okay, it could be longer. I'd probably have a longer article than that, but that's still okay. And they've got good optimization on page for that. Meta description length is good. And then, yeah, multiple meta descriptions, we don't want that, so on. And then if there's any that are missing meta, like, you know, for example, that would also give you an idea, you know, of what needs to be written for it. But usually Google will auto-populate it if you haven't done it yourself. I don't know what else this thing shows, because click depth, I don't know what that is, you know, I need to look into that. And let's have a look. This is, yeah, so I don't know too much about the other stuff on this tool. Okay, so links from page. So these, I think, are interlinking pages, like one that links to another, so on. So I'll learn more about this tool and actually, you know, do a real kind of audit on a site with it in a next couple of videos. All right, so if we go to my friend here, we can check the email that he sent, because I really want to read it out. So He said, I've written details throughout Snake Pet, blah, blah, blah. Before I decide to stand a disclaimer, purely academic exercising, and be willing to add to my site portfolio. This is not only my personal opinion. I'm making no assertion to the fair market value of the site. All right, niche. He would rate it a 9 out of 10. He would happily own the site in a specialty pet niche. This is topic is broad enough to grow because it is about snakes and stuff, and you can bring it into like a complete pet site in the end. Yeah, but you'd have to really change the title, so you can make it about snakes. Yeah, and that's a big niche. Yeah, but it also has many long tail opportunities by focusing on different types of snakes. Definitely. Additionally, you could dive deep into aspects of owning a snake, like breeding or snake safety. The single reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is the niche is saturated and likely to face even more competition, given the case study from Imbora Pets, he meant from Income School, which has began a snake-specific website. When I do a search on Google's Pet Snake Guide, I see that 58.6 million results come up. So that's when he's doing this. You know, like, I don't know what the word was again, what he was saying. But basically, when you do this, usually, what's the word he was talking about? Let's go back to that. When he does a Pet Snake Guide, yeah, that's it. So look, so let's just do that. You see the results there. So this is talking about this here. Okay, so mine's a little bit different, maybe because I'm in the UK. I've got it set to the UK at the minute, so I'd have to change it to the States. But yeah, so basically, when I do a Google search for Pet Snake Guide, blah, 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 based on the Gallup poll, there are 4.5 million households reptilian, and it's got the source here, yeah? This means that there are 12.6 pages for each household with reptiles. So he's basically taking the total results and then dividing it by the amount of households and whatever. And then he's saying, if we assume with snake ownership makes up half reptile pets, which I feel is aggressive, we're still left with 25.2 per household. So this is very analytical. All right. And then compared to this, dogs return 915 million against 63 million dogs in a household Gallup poll. This results in 14.4 sites per household with a dog. This leads me to believe, so he's going off like on average how many sites are there out there per kind of dog owner, yeah, or per pet owner. And then he's saying this leads me to believe that the dog niche is better in terms of overall opportunity. Yeah, so he's saying it's less saturated. The overall market size for dogs is 30x of that of a snake. Yeah. Okay, so he's taking the overall number that he found, 950 million is obviously 38 times, 56 times 38 or whatever. It's going to roughly work out to something like that. Or times 30, sorry, he's going to work out to something like this, because times 10 is 500 million. I don't know, maybe he's getting it from there. And then there are proportionally less sites competing for that traffic, okay? I accept, so he's saying like, there's less sites per dog owner, that are competing for that sale, or niche or whatever. I accept that dogs are going to be more competitive in broad terms, but my goal is to focus on long-term content. All right, when I evaluate the site, I look at two perspectives: recreation and cash flow. So to calculate the recreational value, I reviewed 5 pages for the site that came out to overall 2,064 words. Presently, I budget around 30 per 1,000 words of content. So 112 articles would cost him 61.92 times 112, which is working out based on this average here, which equals to $6,935. Okay. Then he said, I would want to spend $10 per post with an editor to revise and improve the monetization. This knocks the value down to $1,120, meaning the recreational cost would be $5,815 for the content alone. This an age site with 65 linking domains. I'd not spend time backlink profiles. It looks natural at a glance, and it's only adding recreational value. Yeah, I would personally just add more content to a site like this, because it's already got good foundations to build on. They've got good rankings. So it says Google are loving the site. I would double down on the content. I would completely double the content. Like, I would first of all fix the content on the site and then just double the amount of content that's on here. From a cash flow perspective, and a prime example, 30x could be misleading. I'm sure newer people saw this domain averages $16 per sale, yeah, and was at 1,400, they were turned off. Who in their right mind would pay? Okay, so they're saying I think it was like up for sale at $1,400, which is very good. Yeah, who in their right mind would pay 87? Yeah, a 30x multiple. We put this at 4,800. Beginning, I think the price is triple. You see, so this kind of what he's trying to say is at the multiple, like, you know, it was priced at 1,400. Yeah, but who would pay an 87x multiple? So it depends on obviously the opportunities there. Yeah, but as someone who's been building sites for several years, I want to find out the why behind the numbers. Over the last 4 months, the site has averaged 4,975 visits, which is true, yeah? With an average, I don't know, over the last, yeah, okay, so that's just the last 4 months. Average revenue of $18 over the last same period. This puts the site at an earnings per 1,000 views at $3.67. For reference, I used your February earnings report as a baseline for a pet site, so what I had, yeah, and I earned $6.97 that month. 15,000 visitors puts me at a 46 EPMV, yeah, which is very high, meaning that you're getting 12 times, I'm getting 12 times the revenue per visitor in comparison to what they're doing. So it shows their monetization is bad, which I was saying at the beginning of the video. And then from my perspective, the original owner, someone who would put a lot of time, energy into a site, simply not knowing exactly 100% true. While I know everything, I know very little about snakes, I believe it's fairly easy to raise the EPMV. 100%. They got no ads even. They haven't even got ads. So they're just trying to monetize with these affiliate products, which is like crazy on an info site. All right. And let's go back to that. And then even though it's a conservative estimate, earnings would jump to $99 a month. Yeah. 30x multiple and a site value of $2,900. Just for clarification, this is an estimate, incredibly conservative, and I assumed this zero traffic growth, okay, so without even growing the traffic from where it is now, and a lower EPMV than I'm getting on my own sites or your site, which I'm using as a baseline, yeah, okay. Now, wrapping it up, with a recreational value of $5,800 and a cash flow of $2,900, I felt that this getting this site for $2,000. This doesn't require a lot of work to become solid, consistent earner. 100% true. There's a lot of opportunity to increase it with a social campaign, and I'll be proud to have this site in my portfolio. This site is listed for $1,400. Yeah, it was sold in 2 hours. I'm not sure how long it was available. I saw it. When I clicked the details, I have no reservation saying that I would have clicked the buy button if it was still around, and I saw the metrics and felt like that is 100% true. I think that's absolutely brilliant. It's so true. He's so accurate. Like, he's very good. Big thumbs up to you, and I hope you enjoyed that. I actually read this out and took the time. But honestly, he's analyzing it so accurately. It has so much opportunity, and because there's so many small things that they did wrong that could be improved. I would personally redo these articles to be more informational and whatever else, and then place ads in. That would be my main focus, is placing ads on those info articles mainly, and then obviously using just text-based links on these kind of articles. And then I would also do some Best Buy review articles. They have none. Like, there's nothing that they've actually got that's actually like a best, what is the best this, best that. Look, see, it's all this kind of stuff. So they don't have anything kind of just straight like Best Buy comparison, but they're creating those comparison articles, you know. So I would actually go and target those keywords, and in specific single product review articles as well. I would keywords, sorry, I'll go and target a few of those, you know. So I would switch it up. I would definitely improve this very quickly and really bump up that earnings per 1,000 views. But that's it anyway. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a bit of a long video, but you know, if you did, make sure to smash the like button. If you did enjoy it, what my guy actually gave me as a, you know, kind of overhaul and breakdown, I think, you know, give him a thumbs up as well. Leave him a comment or question if you have it in the description box. Also, leave your thoughts on what you think about this site, whether you think it's a good investment. Would you pay $2,000? I personally would pay like what he said, you know, I'll pay $1,400 up to $2,000 for the site. There's plenty of opportunity, and yeah, that's it. You know, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Make sure to stay safe as well. All right.